Welcome back to the 2024 APP Punta Gorda. You're taking a live look at Parris. Todd finished second in the APP, 17 gold medals in 2023. She's going for triple crowns again this year, I have a feeling, but today she's playing in women's doubles gold medal here, partnered up with Jorja Johnson. The two figured out they were able to play together on Tuesday. It is Sunday. So for those of you who are good at math, not a lot of prep time, but they are ready to go, taking on Bobbi Oshiro and Mille Rane. In this women's doubles gold medal match, there is Jorja Johnson, Parris's partner, just 17 years old, based out of Boynton Beach, Florida. Like I mentioned, the two just finding out they were going to play women's doubles together a few days ago, and here they are, Championship Sunday with a shot at a gold. But if they want to do that, they're going to have to go through a duo that has worked very hard to be at this point. We're talking about Bobbi Oshiro and Mille Rane. Bobbi Oshiro there in the pink visor, 29 years old. She calls Plantation, Florida home these days, but originally from Hawaii, and she is partnered with Mille Rane. Mille Rane also basing right here out of Florida. These two won 2 silver medals together in 2023, but they're looking to upgrade that color to gold in 2024. Like you can see, Mille Rane, 25 years old, out of Boca Raton, Florida. We're getting ready to play here on Championship Court. Bobbi Oshiro going to get us started with the serve. Parris missing that dink just into the net, but let's look a little closer at the 25-year-old out of Bonita Springs, Florida, former #1 USTA junior tennis player, 16 APP gold medals in 2023. And Jorja Johnson, her partner, 17 years old out of Boynton Beach, Florida. She started playing pickleball at age 7, turned pro in 2022, and in that year won 16 APP gold medals. Oshiro and Rane keeping the pressure on here in game one. And speaking of Bobbi Oshiro, the 29-year-old grew up in Hawaii, played collegiate tennis at Boise State, 7 medals for her in 2023 on the APP Tour. Mille Rane going for the around the post, into the post instead, but let's look at the 25-year-old. She went pro with pickleball in 2022, won 5 medals in 2023, and look at that pump-up music. Lose Control, Missy Elliott. I love it. That would get me pumped up. I'm pumped up already. Tie game here in game one, side out 1-1. And it's going to be back on the side of Oshiro and Rane.
We talk about the familiarity between all 4 of these players, but let alone the 3, Oshiro, Rane, and Johnson, all practice and play together on a daily basis. So the 3 of them know each other very well.
I was talking with Mille Rane about that yesterday in preparation for this match, and she said, look, we all know each other very well. We're going to try and put that aside for this match, and it's going to be very competitive but friendly. Oshiro leaving that drop a little bit short, so it'll be a side out here. Opportunity for Johnson and Todd to take the lead.
A little bit of hesitation there on the middle. Honestly, if I was both teams, I would be playing that middle hard, especially against Johnson and Todd.
Great forehand there from Mille Rane, cross court for the winner.
Yeah, I agree with that kind of strategy, Chad, because it'll open things up and maybe cause a little confusion there, especially on the side of Johnson and Todd, who aren't regular partners. Oshiro and Rane know each other very well, came into the sport together as partners, kind of split up for a little while, but last year kind of started to come back together again.
They medaled together twice in 2023, 2 silvers, but they played together many more tournaments, Dom, like you're talking about. Mille says one of the things she loves about this partnership is how supportive they are, how communicative they are, and how they always believe they've got a shot to win it.
Ooh. And
where
the ball
blew
came on
onto
the court.
I'm surprised they didn't stop play.
We didn't even notice it until
the ball went
Todd
out.
hit that ball back in that area.
So 2-2-2. Score call on the court. Oshiro with the serve.
Oh.
Good recovery there, Oshiro, her signature.
Go ahead, say it, Chad. She's already there. So it's an overhead anyway.
That was a good adjustment. Even with that, though, with the ball kicking up that high and you're anticipating that it's at your waist, Oshiro just needs to stop the feet there. Walks right through that drop.
2-3-1. 2-3-1. Todd with the serve.
The wind is really picking up right now and holding things up. The wind is at the back of Oshiro and Rane right now, so Johnson and Todd hitting into the wind.
Oshiro staying aggressive there in the middle, and you guys, we talk about the frames of these two teams, right? Parris and Jorja, a little bit taller than Rane and Oshiro. Mille telling me, we recognize that, but we've got athleticism. We're going to be good. All four of these women, very athletic.
3-2-2.
Rane telling me she and Oshiro are going to lean into that athleticism today to try and get the gold.
Good hands right there from Johnson to keep him in it, but just too much. But you talk about that. You'd think that Parris, Todd, and Jorja Johnson would be the, if you got an overhead, I'm going to pick one of them. Nope. If there's an overhead to be put away of these women on court, I'm taking Bobbi Oshiro 10 times out of 10.
100%.
Walk
Look at
us
that
through.
right there. And what she did, she just uses, she has perfect technique, and she knows, and her timing is right on pretty much everything. But watch her right here. Look at how short, sweet she is, and she just finds the right spot.
And a timeout called on the court by Johnson and Todd as Rane and Oshiro take an early 5-2 lead here in this first game. Best 2 out of 3 to 11 to decide who takes home our women's doubles gold medal here from Punta Gorda. Oshiro and Rane certainly coming off starting strong, which Mille was telling me is pretty much exactly the game plan. They want to be aggressive. They want to play big. And what do you think is the thing that has stood out as how they've gotten to get that edge early on here?
Well, right now they're using that middle ball effectively. They use the middle ball. They go back behind Johnson. She's not as strong with the backhand dink as she is with her forehand dink. So they're kind of exposing that a little bit. But the other thing is, too, is once Johnson takes that step to the left to get the backhand dink, Todd is stepping into the middle as well, so now it opens up the other outer half. So they're moving the ball around well, creating those miscommunications in the middle or hesitation, if anything.
5-2-2 the score for Oshiro's serve.
Side out.
Good aggression there, though, from Johnson to force the side out.
2-5-1. Point.
Whoa. Referee's voice cracked right there as she went to call that ball out.
It was a clear call, though.
Good deep balls there from Bobbi Oshiro. Deep return. Creates that high ball from Johnson, and she just rolls it into the deep corner.
Oh, what a perfect timing for Parris Todd. She split steps right at the right time here. Watch this. Boom, on her feet, and then has that weight transferring forward as she makes contact. Textbook for Parris Todd.
Johnson with the forehand into the net, so instead of tying things up, have to give the ball back to Oshiro and Rane with an opportunity to extend this lead.
5-4-1.
Ooh, pretty speed up there. But again, we talk about Oshiro and all the things that she does well. And this, she loads on that back leg. The chest stays down. She can roll through that ball. Perfect execution.
Rane leaving that dink in, or that drop into the net, excuse me. So second serve.
6-4-2. Point.
Again, it's that middle ball. Tough ball to speed up there for Todd. The ball got a little bit deep on her. She's making contact level with the hips.
You can hear the wind picking up on championship court. And great ball there from Todd through the middle.
Almost sounds like an owl going through the
4-7-1.
microphones.
Ooh, I think she got away with one there.
Second serve.
Ball sat up a little bit longer for Todd. Almost like she was a little early on it.
That time Oshiro just missing that forehand into the net. So 5-7 the score for Jorja's serve.
Well, ball got held up in the wind right there for Oshiro, and ball's out in front of her just a little too much.
Oh, double.
That time you heard Johnson saying, or Todd, excuse me, saying no. The ball was hit, and then the next ball
No.
sailing out, and they got away with it.
It's like, no, no. Jorja, stop playing those.
Great point there, though, by these two teams.
What a drop from Johnson on a ball right at her feet. She places perfectly and comes in and finishes.
Ties us up at
7-7-2.
7-all. 7-7-2. Another look there.
Side out.
Just ran through that one there, but the point before, the biggest part of that was the spot. A little bit more to that right side of Rane. If you give her any extension on the backhand side, she's going to do a little bit more damage. Nice deep ball there. Todd trying to recover back to the kitchen line, but Rane puts that deeper ball about a foot behind the kitchen line that pushes Todd all the way back.
Oh, that's nasty roll right there from Parris. Todd, that ball is well below the net, and she just rolls this over.
Well, Todd's like, you pushed me back, I'm going to push you back, but Rane couldn't even catch up to it.
Point.
So Oshiro and Rane doing a good job taking advantage of this service side. Extend the lead to 2 here
Timeout receiver.
in this
9-7-2.
first game and force Johnson and Todd to call a timeout, trailing by 2, but at a critical point with Oshiro and Rane just 2 points away from taking this first game. What do you think has made the difference here for Oshiro and Rane to, even though the score's been tied a few times, but it seems like they've had the edge here in game 1?
Well, they're playing really clean. They're staying within themselves, not doing too much. And Bobbi Oshiro being aggressive at the right times here. Sometimes she'll get into funks. Both Bobbi and Mille will get into funks, Oshiro and Rane, where they're making mistakes in bunches. Right now they're limiting that. They may make one mistake, but they figure it out after that. That's kind of been their MO, where one of them may go off the rails for a little bit, and you can kind of find a target. Right now they're not allowing Parris, Todd, and Jorja Johnson to target either one of them, and it's keeping the court wide open. But I do like the aggressiveness of Bobbi Oshiro, but the controlled aggressiveness of her and her placement.
I asked Mille what the attitude is for this team coming into this gold medal match, and she said, we're not scared. Let's go. We got nothing to lose.
Ooh, she missed it, but she was ready for it. That's become the signature for Oshiro. Just ducks down, whether it's the pancake or the full scorpion like that one.
And break down the nuance difference between pancake and scorpion.
Well,
for us.
the pancake's a little bit more out in front and moving in front of the body. The scorpion is you catch it a little bit later. It's more above the head.
That ball just a little bit wide. So out of the timeout, Johnson and Todd force a side out, but then don't add any points to their score. And Oshiro and Rane another chance to extend this lead.
Oh, and I think Rane changed her mind. She got a ball up, and at the last second, she decided not to attack it and tries to dink it cross court, but goes well wide. Because in her head, she had already made it up that she was going to punish that ball.
A better spot there for Todd. Goes a little bit tighter to that right shoulder, right armpit. You see the paddle just lay back for Oshiro.
Oh, Mille Rane getting slippery in the middle right there. She slides that through the opening. Beautifully done. But again, the key is not hitting that too hard.
Todd taking everything on that point, right into the body of Oshiro for the point.
Well, that's the quintessential term for taking the middle right there. Todd comes over and just unleashes power.
Side out.
So they get one back, but a side out here, and Oshiro and Rane now up 9-8 with the ball and on first serve. Rane with it. Johnson that time just getting big, playing aggressive. And onto their second serve are Oshiro and Rane. 9-8-2. Unlucky bounce off the net for Johnson.
But a nice shot right there from Oshiro, right at the body, center mass of Jorja Johnson, jamming her up just enough.
Game point opportunity here for Oshiro and Rane. That one, though, can't get enough under it for Mille Rane, and so it's a side out here.
8-10-1.
That time, good pressure dinking from Mille Rane, pushing them onto their second serve.
Well, it's interesting. We're seeing quite a few mishits from Johnson. It's not something that we typically see.
Oshiro getting out of the way of that one, but just barely. So it's another game point opportunity. Their second for Oshiro and Rane to take game one.
Oh, nice job. Bobbi Oshiro down the middle again.
Speed up forehand down the middle. Oshiro just too smooth to take game one 11-8 with her partner Mille Rane in our women's doubles gold medal match. Take a look at that game point.
Well, we watched Bobbi Oshiro do this whole game, using her pace to her advantage, and watch just the timing right there. She makes Johnson commit to the sideline. Beautifully done. We'll take a quick break. Game two coming up next.
Doesn't a beer sound like a better idea? 18 years from tonight, Grant Gill will become a legend when he totally kills it at his improv class's graduation performance. Knees will be slapped. Suds will be sprayed. People won't know what hurts more, their cheeks or their sides. That's why he's already keeping himself in shape and razor sharp today with health tips and wellness tools from AARP to help make sure his health lives as long as he does. Because the younger you are, the more you need AARP.
The APP is sponsored by LS, where history meets sportswear. C&D Nets, the highest quality nets made in the USA. And Vlasic Pickles, the Big Crunch.
Parris Todd with our Gamma Never Stop Playing Rally of the Match, taking ownership there.
Yeah, stepping up, taking the middle, hitting both sides of the court. Dominant performance in that one.
Game 2 of our women's doubles gold medal match here at the APP Punta Gorda. Taking a live look at Parris Todd there. Mille, Rane, and Bobbi Oshiro taking game 1. Sitting now just 1 game away from their very first women's doubles gold medal. But in order to do that, they have to go through Todd and Johnson, a dynamic duo, to say the least. Ooh, starting out strong here in game 2.
Well, Mille Rane taking charge right there, taking every one of those other than the last one off the paddle of Bobbi Oshiro. Nice job by Rane. Nice little firefight to start us off. Well, that's exactly what we talked about, Chad. That's exactly what Mille Rane and Bobbi Oshiro are doing. They're dinking middle to Jorja Johnson and Parris Todd right now, causing some confusion.
Big step up and drive there from Rane. Todd gets it a little too far behind her. You see it mimicking that motion out in front as she walks back to the baseline.
That one just out of the reach of Jorja Johnson. Wind must have gotten a hold of it.
Yeah, the wind pushed that one down. See it drop. And just slides. That's a screwball right there.
She didn't miss any one of those last 4 that she hit right there. Made sure of it, did Jorja Johnson.
Pushes them onto their second serve, so Rane with it.
Ooh. So she went from the power to the finesse right there. Made it look like she was going to roll that ball heavy back to the baseline. Just creates a nice little angle.
Great movement and footwork there from Jorja Johnson. Anticipating the speed up there from Mille Rane. And she goes to the two-handed backhand and finishes in the middle.
1-3-1, the score for Todd's serve. That one just flipped a little bit low.
But again, it's a tough ball with the wind behind you because that ball's going to drop so quickly.
1-3-2 for Johnson's serve. Big return
Same.
from Rane.
Yeah, again,
Yeah.
the ball's just dying on her, and it's not going to be as high as she is anticipating. It's going to be because of the wind.
It's also a new ball here to start this second game.
Better ball there, going behind Oshiro. And that's kind of the difference of playing with the wind and playing into the wind. When you're playing into the wind, you can just focus on hitting through the ball and allow the wind to push it down. Once you're playing with the wind, not only do you have the adjustment of you can't hit as hard or go for as much, but now that ball's dropping quicker. But a good finish there from Jorja Johnson, split in the middle.
That ball just a bit deep, called by our line judge. Another look at it here. 2-3-1 the score for
Tough to tell
Johnson's
from that
serve.
angle. Oh, and Oshiro gets down in a good position to defend, and then it goes over her paddle because it clips the tape here.
So a tie game here in game number 2. That ball just too strong off the paddle of Rane. So it'll be Johnson and Todd with their first lead of this second game.
Just rush through the service motion there. Momentary lapse in concentration.
4-3-2 for Todd's serve. Oshiro getting around it, but can't get enough on it.
The chicken wing there from Parris Todd works out in her favor. She gets jammed up and just flips that up and over. It stayed 3 feet inside the baseline.
Good reach in there from Oshiro, right at the spot Todd couldn't get out of the way of it.
Yeah, if she gets out of the way, the ball's probably going long, but a good spot there from Oshiro, right at the right shoulder of Parris Todd.
Hesitation there from Rane. Initially, she was going to let that ball bounce, then decided to take it out of the air. Much more difficult to take a ball out of the air when your feet are moving.
That's some great patience on the last point from Parris Todd as well. I thought she was going to pull the trigger about 3 or 4 times.
4-5-2.
Rane that time, big forehand winner right at the feet of Johnson. Ties us up at 5-all.
5-5-2.
Around the post from Parris Todd, well shaped off the paddle of Oshiro, but call Rane the recovery queen for most of that
I'm
point.
going to say, talk about a scramble. Switching sides, getting balls back somehow while you're on the run. A good finish there from Todd around the post.
Everyone got jammed up at least once on that point. Hit perfect resets. Oh, there was the better ball there from Todd on the little backhand speed up. Jorja Johnson gets what she wants.
5-5-2.
Rane standing too tall there. Knows that as soon as it comes off the paddle, no lift at all.
5-2.
Back to back.
Timeout receivers.
And a timeout called on the court as Mille Rane and Bobbi Oshiro. 1 minute to think about this. Trailing by 2. We'll be right back with more action from the women's doubles gold medal match in Punta Gorda.
"18 years from tonight, Grant Gill will become a legend when he totally kills it at his improv class's graduation performance. Knees will be slapped. Suds will be sprayed. People won't know what hurts more, their cheeks or their sides. That's why he's already keeping himself in shape and razor sharp today with health tips and wellness tools from AARP to help make sure his health lives as long as he does. Because the younger you are, the more you need AARP.
Welcome back. Game 2 of our women's doubles mixed double gold medal match. Game 1 went to those two, Mille Rane and Bobbi Oshiro, but it is these two, Todd and Johnson, up 7-5 here in Game 2. You guys, what has made the difference for Todd and Johnson here in Game 2?
Well, they're figuring out that Rane and Oshiro are going middle a little more, and so what they're doing is they're covering that spot and then reacting from there. Then again, that little nasty two-handed flick from Parris Todd. We see the attacks in the middle from Rane and Oshiro. You have Jorja Johnson covering right there. Beautifully done, and they take a 2-point lead here in game number 2.
Parris Todd with the ball. Chance to extend that lead for herself and her partner. Todd now calling Florida home, but originally from Newport, California. Made for a really special moment in 2023 when she won the Triple Crown there.
Oh, excellent defense there from Jorja Johnson.
Pure scramble mode. Just get it back up and over.
Give yourself another opportunity, and that's what Johnson did. Gives themselves a 3-point lead here in game 2. Johnson reaching over, trying to get that, and immediately pulling the paddle back as if that could have been Parris's ball.
It could have been, but I like the move from Johnson. If she can get her body in position, she's about a half step behind it. If she can jump in front of that, it's a much better ball. It's a sneakier ball for her to attack.
Instead, it's a side out here. Rane and Oshiro chance to cut this lead down, and they do.
Good move there from Mille Rane. Again, getting that ball down below the net. Todd trying to do a little too much with that speed up. That's not the right spot, though, on Parris Todd.
No, and she telegraphed that like no other. She set that up, knew both did Johnson and Todd that she was going to speed that up in the middle. Talk about telegraphing it, meaning that you're letting your opponent know that you're going to get where you're going to go with that before you even hit it.
Because the telegraph is slow.
Right. Exactly.
And it takes a while,
to
get the message through.
But correct. You have to explain that to everybody.
I know, and I was helping you explain.
Right.
Well, it's, a telegraph. It's a call to the past here. It's been a minute since we've had to use telegraphs.
I mean, if you ask most kids now, most 20-year-olds now, they don't know how to actually use the rotary dial.
They don't know what dial-up is.
there's the overhead.
Oshiro on the attack.
Turning my back and running. See
Get
Bobbi
out the way.
Oshiro winding up for an overhead like this.
6-8-1.
Yeah.
That's just gas. Oh, great carve backhand there from Mille Rane. Puts Jorja Johnson on her heels just enough, and don't look now. Here comes Oshiro and Rane back into their second game.
Opportunity to tie things up here. And they do.
Yes.
Oshiro, big two-handed backhand cross court for the winner.
But it's the control and the shape from Oshiro here. Gets that crossbody on Todd because Todd's going to be sitting heavy backhand. I want to see a couple of really big serves from Oshiro right here. We know that she can do it. We've seen it before. She's created issues from it. It was a big serve. Tougher return there from Todd.
Does a good job getting that to drop in bounds, and Rane struggling with the big return. Onto her serve.
Nice counter there from Parris. Todd getting Mille Rane through the transition area.
So they tie things up,
8-8-1.
but have to give the ball back to Johnson and Todd. Todd with the serve. Great spot there by Jorja Johnson.
Difference is the off pace. She doesn't really hit it 100%. She takes a little off it, gets some downward angle to it. Great ball by Jorja Johnson.
A lot of pop up on that dink from Rane, and then Todd took control of the point.
Almost identical balls there. One for Johnson, one for Todd. It was the dead dink coming back. The ball just popped up, sat right there, gave them plenty of opportunity to not only speed up, but to pick the spot that they wanted to speed up at.
So it's a 10-8 lead here for Parris Todd and Jorja Johnson in game number 2. 10-8 they lead. They've got the ball and opportunity to put away game 2 right here. Let's take another look at exactly what you're talking about, Chad.
So that ball just pops up a little too high. Smart choice from Todd right there not to take it out of the air, but to let it come back up so she can use that time effectively.
15 seconds.
So if you're Oshiro and Rane out of this timeout, what do you need to do to get the ball back on your side?
We'll get back in control, get the ball to the middle of the court. That's what you've been successful at, is finding that middle. Maybe just a little hesitation from either Johnson or Todd. And you got to get this serve back, obviously. But they have 2 serves to get it done.
Good adjustment
Better
there
spot.
from Rane.
Yeah, better spot there from Rane. Johnson caught moving.
So they defend one game point. Can they defend another? Johnson with the serve that could win them the game.
Ooh, great volley there on the two-handed backhand from Bobbi Oshiro. Puts a ton of pressure on Parris Todd all the way back at the baseline.
And as importantly, gives them a shot to get back in this game. Oh, the shape by Oshiro, just waiting for that ball, deciding what she wanted to do with it, and look at this.
Well,
Puts
ball
it away.
Never comes up here for Jorja Johnson. Just stayed down, went under her paddle.
That time Johnson getting on top of that one.
She was leaving no doubt right there, even though that ball might have sailed long. She was going to play that.
9-10.
If it is within my overhead reach, I shall get it.
Big point here for Oshiro and Rane.
Oh, that is big there from Rane. Good cross-court thinking there. Took the time away.
And just like that, tied at 10-all, 10-10-2 for Rane's serve in this best 2 out of 3. Game to 11, win by 2.
Oh.
Good
Awesome.
leave there by both Rane and Oshiro.
Johnson was all over it, but she tried to hit it 100 miles an hour.
And so now it's a championship point opportunity for Mille Rane and Bobbi Oshiro. Can they get it done? Look at how she does it. Bobbi Oshiro, two-hand backhand, cross-court for the championship point. Mille Rane, Bobbi Oshiro have done it. Started 2024 with the gold medal.
That is a great start for Oshiro and Rane. They take out the 1 seed yesterday, the 2 seed today to take their first gold medal here on the APP Tour. Congratulations, Oshiro and Rane.
We'll hear from the gold medalists when we come back to Punta Gorda.
Doesn't a beer sound like a better idea?
Fat tire.
Years from tonight, Grant Gill will become a legend when he totally kills it at his improv class's graduation performance. Knees will be slapped, suds will be sprayed. People won't know what hurts more, their cheeks or their sides. That's why he's already keeping himself in shape and razor sharp today with health tips and wellness tools from AARP to help make sure his health lives as long as he does. Because the younger you are, the more you need AARP.
The APP is sponsored by LS, where history meets sportswear. C&D Nets, the highest quality nets made in the USA. And Classic Pickles, the Big Crunch.
Back in Punta Gorda, it is Mille Rane and Bobbi Oshiro coming out on top. And here's championship point for you, Chad.
Yeah, perfect drop here from Rane. Gets a little help from the net. That ball gets behind Todd. And Oshiro's there to finish it. But an excellent showing from them. Power, control, middle ball, angles. They had it all for their first gold in women's doubles in 2024. AJ McCord is courtside.
Welcome down to championship court, a fantastic women's doubles gold medal match here at the 2024 APP Punta Gorda Open, and the crowd remaining strong here in Florida. Give it up for these two teams. An awesome job by all 4 of these women. We're going to get to our gold medalists here in just a second. But first, Jorja, Parris, I want to talk to you guys because the story of how you came to play here, pretty recent one. You found out just a few days ago you were playing together, but Jorja, you said you were so excited about having a chance to play with Parris here on the APP Tour. What is it about your dynamic that made it possible for you to get to Championship Sunday?
Just, kind of picking each other up every time we make a mistake and, continuing to play our game style and encouraging each other. And, it was really fun. I'm glad I was able to play.
A lot of fun to watch both of you in Paris walking away from the first tournament of 2024 with a silver medal here in women's doubles. I know you always want to have it be gold, but to walk away with a silver, just how does this set you up for the rest of the year?
Yeah, no, I'm just grateful that Jorja came out to play last minute with me. It's always fun sharing the court with her. And yeah, no, congrats to Mille and Bobbi. They played great today. The wind obviously wasn't in any of our favors, but they played it better than we did, so congrats to them.
Congratulations, Parris, Todd, Jorja Johnson, your silver medalist here at the 2024 APP Punta Gorda Open. Now let's turn our attention to these gold medalists here. Bobbi, Oshiro, Mille, Rane, you guys grinded all of last year, made it to a few championship Sundays, but that gold medal was always elusive. How did you change that in 2024, Mille?
We just kind of kept going. I mean, we've been playing together for a couple years now, every here and there tournament, a couple a year, and just the confidence in each other. It doesn't matter who's across the court to us. I mean, Jorja and Parris in a championship Sunday is tough, and they played really well, but I tried not to think about who it was on the other side of the court. But yeah, Bobbi's great.
Bobbi, you certainly are great. We've seen that on display many times on the APP Tour. But today I want to talk about the dynamic with you and Mille, because it really was like you came in here with nothing to lose and all the confidence that you could walk away with the gold medal. What kind of work did you put into the offseason to bring that confidence to today?
I think it's just, the same thing. I feel like we've been working hard. We've been putting in the work. We came prepared. And when Mille yells at me to step it up, I step it up. So that's how comfortable we are with each other. And, kudos to Parris and Jorja. There will be, and they will always continue to be a tough team moving forward.
Starting off 2024 with a gold, Mille, how good does it feel?
It feels great. I mean, I came into this tournament like it's the first tournament of the year, can only go up from here. But I don't know about that anymore. We'll see. Hopefully we can keep it consistent.
Love to see it. Congratulations, Bobbi, Oshiro, and Mille Rane, your women's doubles gold medalists here at the 2024 APP Punta Gorda Open.
Well, great start to the year for Bobbi, Oshiro, and Mille Rane. Finally getting over that hump, Chad. They made it to a couple championship Sundays last year in 2023. They start off the year in the championship Sunday, and they start off on top. Very impressive by them.
Like you said, they couldn't quite put it all together last year. They showed flashes of what we saw today, but the big part, I think, right there, the speed ups and the control from Oshiro, a couple of balls splitting the middle, and then Rane was able to kind of insert her power there as well. But I was more impressed with the dinking, pushing the balls in the middle, opening up the outsides, and then really moving Todd and Johnson around.
Well, great job by Mille and Bobbi. Oshiro and Rane are golden here at the 2024 APP Punta Gorda Open. We'll be back right after these messages.